Let's say China. 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 China.
There are no storm movers, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
You go over to China.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Trump statement, tweeting out insults to Angela Merkel. What's he doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host.
Yes, it's me, James Andrews, and you are listening to So This Happened, the only news that is kind to the environment. It is Thursday, the 1st of June, 2017, and today, just moments ago, Donald Trump pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement. And you know, 70 years ago, if Donald's dad had done the same to Donald's mother, we wouldn't be in the fucking mess that we are in today. And reaction around the world has been immediate, and here is what the human toilet, Nigel Farage, had to say about it.
Here's the fundamental point. Donald Trump was elected saying he would not go along with the Paris Accord. Whether it is right to go along with it or wrong to go along with it is actually secondary to a much more important point, and it's called democracy. The reason we fight elections and vote for new leaders is so that they can put their policy platforms into place. The idea that just because Obama signs America up to Paris, that no subsequent elected president could change their mind on that would mean we may as well cancel having elections completely.
I'd say it's not a bad idea, Nigel, when it comes to you. So let's see what other people have been saying around the world. On MSNBC, just about an hour or so ago, John Kerry said this.
Well, my immediate reaction is that it's an extraordinary abdication of American leadership. It is a shameful moment for the United States to have unilaterally walked away from an agreement which did not have one other country requiring us to do something. It was a voluntary program. We designed the program. The president was not truthful with the American people today, and the president who talked about putting America first has now put America last, together with Syria, which is in the midst of a civil war, and Nicaragua, which thought the agreement didn't go far enough. This is an extraordinary moment of fake news, because the economy he described is not the economy of America. America has been gaining jobs in solar. Solar has gained 17 times the rate of our economy. There are 2.6 million jobs in our country in clean energy. Half of them are in states that Donald Trump won. So he is not helping the forgotten American. He is hurting them. Their kids will have worse asthma in the summer. They will have a harder time having economic growth. He's made us an environmental pariah in the world. And I think it is one of the most self-destructive moves I've ever seen by any president in my lifetime.
Harsh words indeed from John Kerry there, and I have to be honest, exactly the way I feel about this. Now, Bill Nye had this to say.
Climate change affects us tomorrow. Climate change affects everyone in the world because we all share the air. You can't build a border wall against carbon dioxide emissions.
Right on, Bill Nye, you crazy science guy. And I have to take my hat off to the Weather Channel. They have the greatest story on this on their homepage right now. If you go on there, breaking now, Trump pulls US out of Paris Climate Agreement. What does that mean? And then below that, they have all their stories listed as the Weather Channel does. And in the first box is a painting, or a picture rather, of the Earth with red and yellow on it, and it says, so, what happens to Earth now? The next box has a picture of, looks like a lake, and it says, still don't care? Proof you should. The next square has a bunch of dead bees, and it says, need more proof? The box next to that has a photograph of the Earth about 50 years ago and a photograph of the Earth now, and it says, and even more proof. Moving down from that, there's a photograph of the ice shelf that's collapsing, and the caption says, or the imminent collapse of a key ice shelf. Or then the next box is a picture of Antarctica with green on it, and it says, or Antarctica turning green. Then there's a photograph in the next box of, it looks like California coastline from a few years back and today, and it's recessed significantly. And the caption says, or California's coast disappearing into the sea. So, Weather Channel, well done on trolling the president. Well done indeed. And if you're wondering what the president said about pulling out of the accord, he said this: in order to fulfill my solemn duty to protect America and its citizens, the United States will withdraw. He doesn't actually give any reason how that is going to protect America or its citizens, but there you go. The US, just out of interest, is also the second biggest greenhouse gas emitter in the world, after China. So if anybody needed to stay in a agreement which reduced carbon emissions, it would arguably be the US and China. What's that? Oh yeah, China are still in the agreement. Oh dear. Oh, and Greenpeace said that the US president is a climate deadbeat, which I quite like. Climate deadbeat. Speaking of climate deadbeat, and generally just deadbeat all around, Vice President Michael Pence, Daddy Pence as we like to call him, tweeted out just a few moments ago, the American people and the wider world will see once again our president is choosing to put American jobs and American workers first. But, as we discussed yesterday and as John Kerry said just moments ago, actually it's the green energies that are hiring more people right now than these old fossil fuel jobs. So Mike Pence, shut the fuck up, sit down, and, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say because it was so rude. I know. Weird, right? Because I'm always rude. But that one, what was in my head there was so vile and so rude, I couldn't bring myself to say it. And then speaking of vice presidents who are actually worth a damn, Joe Biden tweeted out, we're already feeling impacts of climate change. Exiting the Paris Agreement imperils U.S. security and our ability to own the clean energy future. Right on, Joe, because that's exactly what I was saying yesterday. And as they say, great minds do think alike. Yesterday I said the future of the world is clean energy. That's what we should be investing in, not this old school carbon fossil fuel bullshit. And you might be able to tell I'm quite fired up about this because it's something that I care very deeply about. One thing that I find very positive is that some US states are going it alone. Governors in Washington State, New York, and California have announced the formation of what they are calling the United States Climate Alliance. And that is a coalition that will convene US states committed to upholding the Paris Climate Agreement and taking aggressive action on climate change. So, Washington, New York, California, well done. And let's hope that other states follow their lead. And Donald Trump has been quick to point out that I'm only doing this to bring jobs back to America. All I care about is America. Well, I call bullshit on that. And here is why. I'm going to delve through some of Donald Trump's tweets from the last few years, and this is his opinion on climate change. In November of 2011, he wrote this: it snowed over 4 inches this past weekend in New York City. It was October. So much for global warming. And then, in the end of November 2011, Trump tweeted this: newly released emails prove that scientists have manipulated data on global warming. The data is unreliable. That shows two things. Firstly, that even back in 2011, Trump was complaining about fake media. And B, if he went on to actually read that story, that's not exactly what it said. Kind of the opposite, actually. It was a fringe group of scientists. I was doing quotation marks, but you couldn't see that, obviously. I was doing the little bunny ear things, so in quotations. Then in 2012, May, he wrote, in the 1920s, people were worried about global cooling. It never happened. Now it's global warming. Give me a break. Then in November 2012, he wrote, "Let's continue to destroy the competitiveness of our factories and manufacturing so we can fight mythical global warming. China is so happy." And I could literally go on with these all day, and I'll do a few more because I love them. This was from the 6th of November 2012. "The concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese in order to make US manufacturing non-competitive." And I don't think we even need a bullshit alert for that one. I mean, that's just, there it is. 14th of January 2013. "It is snowing in Jerusalem and across Lebanon. Global warming." Oh, God, he's an idiot. And actually, speaking of that, he's in good news today. He's not moving the US embassy to Jerusalem, the Israeli embassy. It's going to stay in Tel Aviv. So that's a positive, I suppose, if we have to look at that. Let's see. March 2013. "Looks like the US will be having the coldest March since 1996. Global warming, anyone?" And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 question marks after anyone. So, literacy and bullshit. It's really awesome. Let's see. 15th of December 2013. "They call it climate change now because the words global warming didn't work anymore. Same people fighting hard to keep it all going." Okay. And then, one last one. This is honestly the last one I'll do. This is from the 30th of December 2013. "What the hell is going on with global warming? The planet is freezing, the ice is building, and the GW scientists are stuck a total con job." And I'm not even sure if that makes sense. But I just read that. That is what it says. Whatever. Anyway, well done, Donald. Yes, it's all to help American jobs. And in another awesome moment on Twitter today, the new French president, Emmanuel Macron, invited US scientists to move to France if they want to continue working because France, 194 now, because the US is no longer in it. They do actually think that global warming is a real thing. And, Jared and Ivanka have fucked off again. They've disappeared. They are nowhere to be seen. I imagine they're pretty salty about this whole thing. "Oh, Daddy, I told you this. Don't you love me anymore, Daddy?" Donald might say, "I would almost love Eric Trump more, but he's a fucking twat, so I don't." See, look at that. I even got my punching bag in there. You see that? I got my little punching bag in there. It's been a while. And I could literally go on for hours and hours just reading tweets from politicians, scientists around the world who are just staggered by this decision to pull out of a climate agreement that essentially every single country in the world is part of. I just shake my head. I am sitting here just shaking my head. It's incredible. And actually, I'm just scrolling through Twitter, and one more, because this is pretty great. Elon Musk, who was on the Presidential Council, has just tweeted that "am departing Presidential Councils. Climate change is real. Leaving Paris is not good for America or the world." So there you go. Breaking news on So This Happened. Elon Musk leaving the Presidential Council because he, like everybody else, says climate change is real. And then this one, I can't even read this with a straight face. The director of the Environmental Protection Agency, that douchebag Scott Pruitt, is so excited for the fact that we've left the climate agreement and jobs are going to come back to America. I think he believes he's in, the Jobs Council rather than the EPA. I think he's, in his head, he's probably, I'm on the, Work and Pensions Council, whatever the fuck it is. I'm not, EPA, what is that? What is EPA stand for, Donald? And then Donald tells him, he goes, "Really? Fuck. Environmental protection. God damn it, Donald. You didn't tell me that's what EPA stood for. I didn't know. Oh, I'm a douchebag." Yes, you are, Scott. You see that? I did a little whole... it was like a whole acting out thing here between Donald Trump and Scott Pruitt. And if you'd seen it, if we had a little webcam, I even did the faces. It was spectacular. But that is now lost forever in the ether of time. And I'm so pissed off about this. Trump Vader wanted to come. I told him, no, you little bastard, you are not coming to gloat over this. And, well, that's it. And that's the end of the show because we're out of time. And I'm going to go and pour myself a very large cocktail. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. You can follow me on Twitter at SoThisHappened. And if you enjoy the program, please like it and subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, wherever you listen to it, and tell a friend. All right, mates. Bye.
You can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
Go over to China.